So let's have a look at how that game went then. Overall, you used the word lucky earlier on for your former club, but they'll take that on the opening day.
They will. And as I said before, that game will be forgotten as soon as they leave the stadium, but they need to draw some lesson out of it, and especially not giving the ball away so easily. And as we watched the game, we saw how many balls they gave away, the erratic passing, the positioning, running through middle of the park throughout the midfield and then going straight to the goal. And Wolves had plenty of chances to score, and as I said before, that's the difference sometimes between good teams, big teams. When you have that chances, you need to score. And that's a simple game, a simple goal in my opinion. Just chip the ball. Me as a striker, I don't know, Michael, about you, I love balls like this. You know, just chip it there. There was not so much speed on the ball. It just go into your net, onto your head, and just you point it into the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a good build-up. I think this is the key here. This man here just leaves Wan-Bissaka to go and close down the ball, and all of a sudden he leaves an awful lot of space in this area for Wan-Bissaka to go and attack. You see, he vacates, he leaves Wan-Bissaka, and then there's a big overload. You know, if I take that back, you're talking lots of players here on the back post. 1, 2, 3. You could even count that, and there's 4 players against what? 1, maybe 2 Wolves players. So big overload. From the attacking corner, Varane had stayed up and he's pretty much alone on the back post. But it's a lovely goal. And I think this creativity from Bruno Fernandes, the ability, the confidence and the bravery to play little balls like this, the vision as well, and then the execution.
But this is what happens when you don't put so much pressure on players who have that pass in their ability, like Bruno Fernandes, because he's getting the ball and he has no one pressing against him. Like really pressing against him.
Yeah.
So they're giving him a chance, 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds to think where the ball should be played. And he find the right pass playing to Wan-Bissaka and then just ball in the box, and you point out, just put body in the box. And sometimes that's what we need. You put body in the box, it's going to be a rumble, a fight but there to go for the ball. But this is how I remember we scoring in the last minutes of the game. Just put body in the box, make a chaos, and eventually someone will make a mistake. You catch the defenders out of position, and then you score.
Right. I had to ask Eric Ten Hag about the penalty. We saw Gary O'Neill get a yellow card as well. Kalajdzic, the Austrian international, came off the bench. There's 2 questions here, guys. One, I think, is pretty straightforward. On field, should it have been given? Secondly, is it a howler to be overturned by VAR? Have VAR reached the right decision?
Well, let's have a look at it and talk over the pictures, Steve. I mean, I think most people will agree, even Eric Ten Hag was just agreeing there, that it's probably a penalty. The decision on field should have been a penalty. And you're right, it's where the threshold is. Is it as much of a howler for the referee, for the game to be re-refereed, let's say, and for VAR to come into action? I know, Berber, you think that absolutely should be checked again by VAR. Even though it was checked,
everything's checked.
Everything's checked. It is.
Michael Salisbury has had a look at that,
the
VAR official, and has said that the referee has not made a clear and obvious error.
Yeah, but the situation is 95th minute, potential penalty, goal scoring opportunity. In my opinion, VAR should tell the ref. They already checked it, but they should tell him, listen, there is based on all these factors I just mentioned, you need to check it again, because maybe you made a mistake. I don't know. This is my opinion. Otherwise, I don't see the point of VAR. If the VAR don't tell the referee, come here because this is 95th minute potential penalty, maybe you need to check it.
Yeah, I think we'll just have a look at the moment of impact here.
So I'll ask you again, Michael, this moment of impact.
Yeah, let's take it further.
If you were in the room above us, looking at this at the time, would you have deemed that a clear and obvious error to ask the referee to go and have a look at the screen?
When it first happened, I thought to myself, that's a penalty.
No, that wasn't.
But now I'm watching it more and more and more.
Well, you're watching it like Michael Salisbury watched it.
Yeah.
So would you have sent the referee to the screen?
The more and more I'm watching it, the more and more I'm thinking he probably should have sent him to the screen. It's a very close one, Steve, and there's never going to be an exact science in all of this, and especially as Howard Webb wants the threshold to be high. But you notice there the ball is actually, when he's making contact, the ball is gone. He's not the player that headed the ball. He's almost now not active. The ball is coming into the centre of the pitch. So I don't know whether that has much of an influence on it, but certainly I do think, and I do take Berber's points there, just the whole scenario, it's the last minute, they're throwing bodies forward, they're chasing a goal, and all those things, it's just, I think you've just got to make sure that this is right.
The right decision,
I think you've got to get the right decision.
Yep.
It is a little bit different than if it happened in the first minute. I'm sure it is, but it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Even Dermot Gallagher was finding it hard to exactly come down on what he thought.
Well, he thought it wasn't a glaring howler.
What it is then?
So he was happy with how the process.
I think in a situation and moments like this, especially where you have these factors in play, last minutes of the game, extra time, potential penalty, you need to tell the ref, come and check it again, please, because maybe you made a mistake, you know. And I cannot agree that the guy who is hit doesn't affect or doesn't play a role in the whole thing, because if the goalkeeper don't hit the player, he is free to follow the ball, and maybe the ball dropping down will come to him, and now he's prevented from doing that. So that's also need to play a role in the decision of the referee.
Tough one for Wolves to take. 23 shots Wolves had at Old Trafford tonight. Now that is the second most against Manchester United in a home game since data began 20 years ago. Now, before we take a quick break, you were rudely interrupted by Eric Ten Hag. So just round off your point about the family influence for Harry Kane before we take a quick break. Sorry, because it was interesting.
Yeah, we were talking about Harry Kane's decision to move to Germany. Yes. I'm pretty sure he discussed it with his wife to see what is the right decision. And at the end of the day, they took it. If it's going to be the right one, we'll see. The future will show if it's the right one. But as I said, it's a pity. And me, personally, I'm very sad that Harry Kane is not going to play in the Premier League anymore.
One very quick one. You played for Leverkusen way back when. Is the Bundesliga now as good a standard as it was when you played in it? Because a lot of people are saying he's not maybe even gone to the second or third best league in the world. What do you think? No.
Bundesliga is still going to be one of the top league to be played in. Maybe not at the level of the speed of the Premier League, but still Harry Kane, we're going to find it a couple of games to get his feet going, to see his teammates, how he's going to play. But overall, the goals are there for him to score, win trophies, you know. But as I said, is that going to count when you compare to the Premier League title and Bundesliga title? It's still a trophy, but still, as I said before, it's just sad that not other team gave him the platform in England to win major trophies.
Okay.